Somebody?
Yes, ma'am. I am recording.
Okay. All right, so a disclaimer. Zoom makes me nervous with all these buttons. So I may say, can you hear me now? Can you see my screen? So you will see on your screen, you have some interactivity. So give me a yes, you're loud and clear, or nope, where'd you go?
Oh, cool.
They are hearing you, Carol.
Okay, now this is the point where think Pear Deck is designed for the classroom, even though it's distant learning, right? So I can show you the responses that everybody has made. They're still coming in. I have 116, 118 out of 176 responders. The code, again, lives up here. So if you still want to join, you can still do that throughout the presentation. And I'm going to show the responses. Okay, now this is where you're not going to see it if you're in Join PD as a student, but you will see it because I'm going to show you what I see. Okay, so on my screen, do you see that it says loud and clear? So if you're looking at Zoom, you're going to see the loud and clear. It's also a live feed. So as the votes come in, I can see them. So I'm getting a real quick status of my class. Are you with me or are you not? And y'all can see my screen, right? 10 people?
You're
Yeah,
good to go.
we can. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to hide responses and go to the next screen. Carol Foster from Auburn University's Technology in Motion. There are my email addresses if you need anything. If you see something you like today, say something on Twitter. We love to get shout outs on Twitter. There are our hashtags at the bottom there, ATIM Summit and at ATIM PD. A little bit about me. I was a classroom teacher for 16 years. And I was a fourth grade teacher at Fairhope Intermediate School in Baldwin County. I then left the classroom, not really wanting to, but everybody's like, you should really go for this technology job. So I did, not thinking I would ever, get it, and I did. I did that for 2 years. This job became available with Technology in Motion, and I said, am I going to live in Baldwin County forever, or shall I venture off and do something new? So I found this job, applied for it, never dreamed I would get it, and here I am. I can retire in 2022.
I wanted to show you guys what we have.
But will I? I don't think so. Probably not. I love my job too much. So I'm going to ride this train until it stops. A little more about me. I am a dog mom to my beautiful Piper and Emmett. They think I've gotten fired. You don't hear them in the background today because they are at doggy daycare. But they do think, okay, so mom stays at home now. They're going to be sad when I have to go back to work. I am a nut about Auburn athletics. I went to the Elite Eight and the Final Four with my buds, and then there are my nieces. They're my ride or dies. I can ask them at any time, hey, that one picture of us right here, I just asked them one day, y'all want to go to Missouri and watch the boys basketball team? And she said, sure. So we left for the weekend, headed to Missouri. I graduated from Troy. It was called Troy State at the time, but now it's Troy University. Go Trojans. And I also got my master's from the University of Missouri, Mizzou. All right. I forget that I have to use my little clicker down here. So these are my people. You have another interactive slide. Do you know who your ATM specialist is? Yes or no? And I'm going to show the responses in live time. Oh, I hope the yes wins. And if you don't know who your specialist is, look at the map, and it will show you the university that is closest to where you live, the county that you live in, and they're numbered. I'm from Region 9, Auburn University. Okay, and it's starting to slow down a little bit. So what I want to do in number order, my ATM fam, if you will, introduce yourselves.
That would be me, Barry Wigginton, University of North Alabama, District 1.
Hello, everyone. I'm Courtney Wynn Hamilton, Region 2, Athens State University.
Hello, this is Andrea Campbell, Region 3, Alabama A&M University.
And I am Robert Maven, Region 4, the University of Alabama, University of West Alabama In-Service Center. Roll Tide.
And I think I'm next. Brandy Caldwell with Jacksonville State University, Region 6. Go Gamecocks.
Hey everyone, I'm Brooke Vasey. I'm at the University of Montevallo Regional In-Service Center, and we're not a D1 athletic school, so go Falcons.
Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa Webster at Alabama State University, Region 8. Go Hornets!
Yay! And I'm Carol.
Oh, and I think I'm the last one. I am Buddy Weldon from down here in Troy University, and glad to see everybody.
Okay.
I'm
Go.
Elizabeth Sessions.
Oh, I
and
didn't see Sessions.
I work in Lower Alabama, LA.
Okay, I think we got everybody. Elizabeth Whitehead is Region 5. She services the UAB area. All right, so I'm going to hide those responses, and y'all see my Mac bar gets in the way too. So
We also have Keisha in the house.
oh, sorry, Keisha, my boss. I forgot her. Why would I do that?
You're
I'm glad
fine.
I'm not the only
I'm
one
just a
that's
silent
done that.
participant, but happy to be here.
Okay.
Keisha sneaks in on you, Carol. You got to watch out.
I know she's like a ninja, isn't she?
Exactly. She got me yesterday too.
All right, so who's in the Zoom room? Let's see. And what this is not attendance. This is just simply what I need to know about you, about what you already know. So I'll know a little bit about what to spend the most of my time on. So if you will, you can click the car, or you should see the form right there on the side. And ATM people, if I need to put that link, or y'all have that link, I think.
We're doing this in the Pear Deck, right?
Yep.
I clicked on answer question and bam, that survey popped up.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? So you can work right there on the screen.
And Kara,
Somebody asked if they needed to answer, if they've already answered. No, you do not have to answer again, but I do love the fact that you can do that form side by side in the Pear Deck. I didn't know that, but I put in the chat, I had to actually refresh my screen. My Mac and my Google account, I guess, got really mad at me and I got a little error, but once I hit refresh, it all popped up.
Okay. And just remember, if you do get kicked out for whatever reason, joinpd.com, and at the top of my screen, top right, you see the code.
And Kara, that is a shameless question in this survey.
Yeah, I know. That was, you know me.
That's awful. I think I'm going to abstain from the survey.
You have a choice. Come on, people.
No idea how to do that. There should be another option on there, like one of those things, like involves profanity.
Oh goodness. All right, I'm gonna go this way to the, oh no, I forgot I do have a slide that has the results. It's just the next slide. All right, so you should see the results coming in on this side. And don't worry about those first 10. What? Okay, wait, try again. Some tools might not be available. Do y'all see more than 10 answers on yours?
No.
Didn't finish, so I don't.
Oh, there we go. Click on it. Click on the results and you'll see. No idea how to do this? Okay, heck yeah. Oh, look at all the people that want to know how to do a banner. That makes me excited. Look at all that data. That's a great way to do a real quick status of your class too. What they know, what they still need help on. So this is another way to do that KWL chart. What you know?
Carol,
Yes.
where do we click to see the data? Because I'm not seeing it.
Okay, when you're on your presentation, you click where it says results and my banner right there. Click on that and it will take you to that page.
And what we're seeing, Carol, we only see 10 rows of data.
Okay, I did too, but I clicked on it. It opened a new tab and now I see everybody's.
I actually had to click the little link that was in row 1.
That was the same thing. I did the same thing, Keisha.
I see the spreadsheet.
Yeah, with a bunch of stuff on it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you click the A1, you should be able to go to the full sheet.
Okay.
Oh, now we see it. Now we see it all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But see how it opens in a new tab? So remember, if you get confused, like, oh my gosh, where is she? Go back to the pair on the tab, and then you'll be right back into the presentation. Okay, so that's good information for me. I know where to spend my time. Our learning targets today are determine web tools and learning strategies you can use in the classroom to help students collaborate, create, and communicate, and take ownership of their own learning. Take your class beyond just a worksheet. Learn something new or a new way to use a tool. And of course, we always want you to have a desire to learn more, so you will call us and give us some work. All right, the next slide. This is where I really drew inspiration from this freaking Packets blog. This is one of my favorite blogs. There's so much technology out there, but this Jennifer Gonzalez, she really has an amazing blog, and it's called Cult of Pedagogy, and she really shows you how you can use technology to really enhance the instruction and not just using it as a substitution tool. And the whole idea of this is to kind of get away from worksheets. I was a teacher too, and I gave worksheets just like everybody else. We had those math workbooks and do page whatever, and it's just so redundant. And I always wanted to do something more than just a worksheet. Now, if I could go back to the classroom, I'd be dangerous because I have so many new tools in my teacher technology tool belt. But no, not all worksheets are created equal, and you're going to see that how you can kind of turn a worksheet into something more interactive, or the same idea. You'll have the same idea of the lesson, but it will be presented in a different way. But if you go to this website later, you don't have to go now. There is just a caution. There is a video about a student that gets very upset because his teacher keeps giving them packets, and it's an algebra class, and he says, you know, I'm tired of your freaking packets, and that's where this comes from. But caution, it's not safe for work because he does have a few level 3 curses in there, but this is where she got the idea. So she and Casey Bell, which everybody probably knows through Shake Up Learning, actually went together and made this fantastic blog. So I encourage you to revisit this. We're not going to spend much time looking at it, but please do go through. I did take one thing from her blog just to show you. Instead of doing packets or worksheets, consider some of these options. I used to always do gallery walks in my classroom, and my kids loved it. Number one, it got them up out of their desk. We, as technology specialists, have been sitting at our desk and dining room tables all week long, and we're tired when we get up from sitting all day. So getting kids, it's part of the brain activity. Getting them up and moving really helps them with their work. Another thing that I used to like to do is Genius Hour on Friday. I would let my kids research and learn anything that they wanted to learn more about that was appropriate for school. And you'll be surprised the things that you can get from that. I was also big into project-based learning. So I would, my whole theme of the year would be based on something that I taught in the curriculum. So plant studies and animal studies was big in 4th grade. So I thought, how could I combine all this? So we actually made a garden, a raised bed garden. We called it the Pirate Patch because we were the Fairhope Pirates. And my kids grew, harvested everything, broccoli, carrots, and lettuce. So one day I took it all home. The parents all brought in toppings for that day that we had a salad bar. We had enough salad for all of the teachers in the school and 2 classrooms. And one mom said, my child would never eat salad, and since you did this in your classroom, I have to pack her a salad every day. So at the end of the year, we did a musical called The Environmental Show, and one of the songs in the show was plant a garden in a salad, or plant a salad in the garden, watch the salad grow, grow, grow. And most of my kids were like, oh my God, we did that. And I'm like, yes, we did. So think about doing some of these things rather than, and it doesn't have to be big like that, but I was always go big or go home. Hyperdocs is something that you can start doing that is simple. I'm also going to show you some more things that you can do that are interactive that will get you away from just a worksheet. Whoops, I keep hitting the wrong button. All right, so this next one, these are some models that you may or may not have heard of, and we as technology specialists, we really kind of abide by these models. So what this is a pen activity. So you will take the pen that you see on the screen, and I want you to, and I did a little, it says, look right here, audio included right here. At the bottom, you should see some headphones on your screen, and you can play that and you can listen to my country voice give you instructions. And it's basically saying, which of these do you know most about? So let's see if you can hear it. Well, I heard of any of these models? Place a pen beside the one that you are most familiar with. Okay, have you ever heard of any of? How great is that it gives you that option to record your own voice? All right, so have we got, yep, we got about 90 people that have already, so let me show the responses on my screen, and let's see where these pens are landing. I don't see any. Oh wait, this may be the one you have to. Oh, look at that, there we go. It's a little finicky, I think, with so many people on.
Okay, this is cool. I did not know it would do this. I love it.
Thank you,
Carol,
Brian.
is this the free version of Pear Deck?
This is the premium, but I got it for 90 days for free.
Cool. I was just wondering because I've only been familiar with the free stuff, and I'm like, it's not that it's cool, but it's not this cool.
Yeah.
This also shows we need to start sharing a lot more information about the TPAC model. Pretty important model.
Right, exactly. That's where your pedagogy comes in. All right, so most of us know about Bloom's taxonomy. A few people have heard about the SAMR model. Many more know about Webb's depth of knowledge. But all of these have something in common. In the chat, does anyone want to try to guess what they all have in common? And I'm going to open the chat, and Lord, I hope this don't mess anything up. In the chat, write what you think these all have in common. And I'm like, not seeing anything. Rigor, education, Kim. Higher order thinking, wonderful. Collaboration. Scaffolding, good one. Critical thinking. See lots of the 4 C's. And the 4 C's in education are critical thinking, creativity, what's the collaboration and communication. And we always like to add choice. Give kids a choice in what they're doing. But the main thing that these all have in common are creation. So the top of Bloom's taxonomy is creation. There is a time and a place for remembering, recalling, knowing vocabulary, those foundation skills in math. But we do want to take our kids to another level. So with most of you knowing Webb's depth of knowledge, and there are so many more models, but these are the 4 that I chose. With Webb's depth of knowledge, there's level 1 through 4. With the SAMR model, I'll show you that in just a second, there are also 4 levels. So I have an idea of how you can teach that way, but not all the time. So we're going to move to the next slide. I know y'all are having fun moving your pens. We're going to head on out. Okay, so Bloom's taxonomy, you see right there at the top, is create, produce original work. That's what we want our kids to do. Can we do that every day, all day? Of course you can't. But this is a great model to evaluate your teaching. The next one, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time because I want to get to the creating part. You'll see right here is Bloom's taxonomy. Again, extensive thinking is DOK 4, recalling is DOK 1, and you see what's in the middle here. I'm not going to read all of that to you, but this little web thingy, whatever this is, this little graphic has all of these different tools around it, and that's another good resource for you to have. And remember, it's not about the tool. Lost audio. Can y'all hear me?
I can still hear you, Carol.
Okay. Someone said they lost audio, so I was making sure. I mean, it is weird just talking to my screen, and I know if anybody's going by my door, they're probably like, what is she doing in there? But this is a good model. Remember, it's not about the tool, it's how you use the tool. Thank y'all for telling me that you can hear. Okay, the next one is the TPAC model. This is the one that we are trying to get out to principals and teachers. And like Barry said earlier, it's one that we seem to need to do the most work with. Now, this slide is a little jacked up, isn't it? Okay, I'll have to fix that later. We're not going to worry about it right now. But the main thing is content knowledge and pedagogy and knowing how to use it and knowing what tools can be used. Okay, if somebody wants to help Joni, she's maybe not on the Pear Deck. Right, so this is the SAMR model. Some of you said that you have seen the SAMR model. On yours, it looks like there's a little sad face, like the link didn't work, but it's there. If you click on your image or even the little gray line at the bottom, it takes you out to a SAMR model video. We are actually not going to watch it. I just wanted to leave it there for you as a resource. The pair is not keeping up with the Zoom. Oh, sorry. Maybe
That's not on everyone's. It probably is individual internet speeds.
Thank you, Barry. Okay. But there is a video there that you can go back and watch later. Like I said, there are many layers to this presentation today. But with the SAMR model, look what's at the top. Redefine, transform how you're teaching by allowing your students to create. Okay. We have to start somewhere. Many teachers start out, hey, instead of handwriting this paper, we're going to use Google Docs. But you can go a little further with peer editing, and maybe even a little further with modifying the task that you're doing. Maybe, you know, create a movie about the paper that you wrote. But this is a model that we go by, and it also really helps teachers you redefine how they're using and evaluate how they're using technology in the classroom. And then here are some other, I need to get rid of that chat. It's distracting because I'm like squirrel, see something shiny over there. All right, so points to remember, it's not necessarily the tool, it's how you use it. And my second little bit of advice is, when you're teaching with the SAMR model or even DOK, live in augmentation and modification and visit substitution and redefinition. You don't really want to stay in the substitution area, and you can't always teach where your kids are creating everything every day. And so with DOK as well, live in 2 and 3, visit 1 and 4. Okay, so we are going to get into some examples. And my animated GIF, how do y'all say it? GIF or GIF? I say GIF. My animated GIF is not working, but that's a kid going to drink some water through a fire hose. And hopefully you will not be overwhelmed, but if you do get overwhelmed, just kind of sit back, relax, watch me, and then you'll have this recording. You also have my presentation that you can go back and revisit. And here's just a little squirrel moment, and I'm gonna put my, maybe I will put my chat back up because I wanna see, and I guess I could have done a poll, but I'm not. I'm from South Alabama, Bay Minette, South Alabama. And in South Alabama, we said water hose. Up here in Central Alabama, they say hose pipe. Have you ever in your life?
Yes, yes. We hose pipe it up here.
What do you say, hose pipe, or do you say water hose? Like, that blew my mind. Well, somebody said, oh, you need to get the hose pipe and wash your car off. And I'm like, what you reckon is a hose pipe? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
If I'm watering my plants, Carol, I use a water hose. But if I'm after my kids or grandkids, I'm going to get that hose pipe after them.
Oh, okay. Look at the difference, though. Isn't that funny? That's just a squirrel moment. I had to ask because I ain't never with a hose pipe. Come on now. All right. See, I told y'all I was a little wild. All right. So here we go. ThingLink really upset me when they went. Instead of having a freemium, they have a premium, and it's costly. So I thought, you know what? I think I'll make my own ThingLink, and I'm going to use Google Drawings. Google Drawings is probably the most underused Google tool out there, and it is my absolute fave. So on this, you can see what I'm going to be doing in real time. It will land on the page, but it will not let you see what I'm doing, okay, like what I'm clicking on. So if you want, you can maybe jump back to Zoom, or you can just wait and see what happens, and I'm going to talk you through it, okay? let's see. So if you click here, it takes you out to Google Drawings, and I kind of already played with it, but I'm going to turn this back, and I'm right clicking to change my background. Well, I think I am. Yep. And I'm going to change it back to transparent like it was. All right. So what I call this is Goo Link. This is something that I just came up with. So I thought maybe we could make Google Slides a little more interactive. So this is what I'm going to do. The first thing I like to do is, well, let me tell you what I'm going to do first. We're going to do a little lesson on the presidents of Mount Rushmore. So y'all need to do a little research if you don't know who's on it so we can get this done. The first thing I like to do is change the background to black. Why? Just cause I like it. I think it pops. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is make a shape because, and I'm clicking on the circle and the square, the icon that looks like a circle and a square, that's the shape button. And I hope I'm not going too fast because we got a lot to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is click and drag and make this box. This is where I'm going to type. Okay, it automatically defaults to blue. I'm going to change that to white. And I just went to my fill button and clicked there. This is a lot like, the tools are all like Google Docs and Google Slides, right? They look very similar. Okay, and now I am going to, I said we were going to do Mount Rushmore. So I'm going to go, on Google Slides, they have the Explore button. Let's see, they have it here too. It's up top right here. Explore, and I'm going to search for Mount Rushmore. And where are you going? Why is that doing that? Okay, let me try that one more time. Oh, there we go. I don't know why that just opened again. Got some ghost in here. All right, so now I see this opens the websites, but I want an image. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to find an image that I like. And look at that, the little plus sign. That means that all you have to do is click that and it's going to put it in my picture, in my drawing. So I click the plus sign and bam, there it is. It has the blue handles around it. So you can grab those handles and resize and adjust the image if you want to. Or you can leave it just like it is. All right, so we want to make this interactive so my kids can learn more about these presidents. So like ThingLink, they have little things, the little dots that show that there's something behind it. There's something interactive back there. Okay, so, and I have not already built this because I wanted to show you as I went along, and I hope that's helpful. So first I'm going to make some things, and those are going to be my little interactive buttons. And I think that's about big enough. And now I want to fill this with a color, and you know, I have to make everything cute. I don't know about y'all. And I think I want it a little thicker. I think I want it thicker than that. There we go. All right, so I like that one. And notice how it also cites where I got that picture. So I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to copy it. And I did Command-C or Control-C on a Chromebook. And I'm going to Velcro 4 more. Okay, and so I've made more buttons. And Control-V will Velcro those in. Y'all like that Control-V for Velcro, don't you? All right, and of course I'm going to change the colors because that's how I roll. And I wish that would just move. Oops, I already did pink. And y'all tell me if people are saying, you need to hurry up. Y'all can still hear me, can't you, Barry? I get so worried that y'all are gone.
Yes, Carol.
Okay.
You're good.
Velcro. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so now what I want to do is I want my students to learn a little more about all of these presidents. So in the chat real quick, y'all tell me who's on Mount Rushmore. Nobody? There we go. So we're going to start with good old George Washington right there. And I'm going to unlink these because the picture's already linked, but I'm going to unlink all these. Look at y'all. So smart. Everybody is so smart. All right, so I'm going to start here with Washington. I'm actually not going to do all of them, but you're going to get the idea of how to do this. Okay, and then, hold on 1 second, my computer. That's guiding me, went to sleep. I have to keep rubbing on a little bit. All right, so I'm going to do George Washington. Well, what I want to do is go out to PBS 60-second presidents. And there, oh, George Washington, first one. Okay, and this is a YouTube video. Buddy's going to be talking a little more about YouTube today. We're not going to watch it, but it's probably going to start playing, but I'll pause it.
George Washington was born on his dad's Virginia plantation in 1732.
And if you've never seen these videos, they are incredible. I just love them. I know y'all have. All right, let me move this stinking bar. It gets in the way. So I'm going to go down here to my little share row, and I'm going to grab that link, and I'm going to hit copy. Now, if you are blocked, YouTube is blocked, you can always find these on TeacherTube and the PBS website. So now I'm going to go back to my Goo link, and you see I have that little button with handles around it. So that means that I have selected it. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to link this, and I had to go to more because this Explorer thing is open. But there's my link button, insert link right there. It looks like a chain or a paper clip. I guess a chain, yeah, chain link, duh. Okay, and I'm gonna paste in that website and click apply. Okay, so now when my kids, they'll know that it's there, but I'll show you a trick in just a second. I'm gonna finish it first and then, well, not completely, just finish that one. But you get the idea. Do y'all get the idea of how to put a link into the thing? What are y'all seeing, Tim folks?
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay.
Especially just giving them a little button to click. I really like that idea.
All right, so I'm going to show you a trick in just a second. All right, so now I also want this to be a writing activity, and I could maybe put a Google Doc image. Let me just do that because I'm extra. And y'all, I'm bad. I just Google stuff like a crazy person, but you know, again, that's how I roll. So I'm going to paste that right here, and I could then link this, or this could just be a way for the kids to, I don't know why it's not working, a way for the kids to know, hey, this is a writing assignment. I'm lagging a little bit, y'all. Okay, so now my writing assignment, let me move over a little bit. I'm just going to add a new text box so I don't have to deal with that business. Now my writing assignment for my kids is going to be, if you could add any president to, I type like a chicken pecker, so please excuse me. If you could add any president to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why? So now you could either link this in Google Classroom, make a copy for each student for their document, or just have them go hit create and make their own, okay? But let's say that I just want this interactive and I want my kids to click on it. Okay. So I can go up here to my, I got to move a bar up here to my URL. And instead, see where it says edit? I'm going to delete the word edit and I'm going to stop on that slash. Okay. And now I'm going to write the word present. So now when I highlight, triple click that whole URL in the Omnibox, I hit Control Command C. I open a new browser. I click in the Omnibox again. My computer's acting a little weird. Control V, Velcro it in, and hit enter. And says sorry. Let's see what's wrong. I'm not real sure why it's doing that. Oh, wait, there's something else I didn't do. Share it. Yep. Well, it's on anyone who can view. All right, y'all help me. Why is it doing this? Named it, shared. Is it, oh, it's preview, duh. Now, it is in preview mode. So now my kids can just hover and when they see the finger, they know, okay, that's something interactive. And they can click it and it takes them out to the video. So
That's awesome. That's awesome, Carol. Before you go too much farther, you got several questions here, okay?
Okay.
All right. One question. Where did the blue document come from? And the next question, since you can do this in Google Slides, what's the difference in doing this in Google Drawings? What's the difference in the two?
Nothing. Preference. You could do this in slides easily. I just like doing things in drawings because it's more like a poster. And another difference is this is one single document. Okay, with Google Slides, you have the ability to add more. I just like this because it looks more like one document and it looks like, you know, a template, I guess, rather than Google Slides.
I like that too, because if you do it in slides, you're going to have to publish it to the web, just a lot more steps. So this was much simpler the way that you just did that.
Right. And just remember, it's not present, it's preview. You change that edit to preview. So what else do we have? Am I running out of time?
That's pretty much it. Maybe you can just review. It says, Danielle says, what is preview mode? There was another one that said, I think that was, oh, how do you link it in Google Classroom?
Okay, you would just get a shareable link, but I can show you another trick if you will. I have this handy dandy extension and this is going off the track, squirrel. So just realize that. I have shared a classroom. It is a Google extension and watch what I can do. One day it loads all of my 1 million classes. And I can say, this is the one I want it to go in. And I can just push that right on out to my students in that classroom. And I don't even have to open it. It just lands there. And then I can also, students can edit and these little dad burn bars just keep popping up. I mean, they just pop up wherever they want to, don't they? Students can view, they can comment, they can edit. This one, I would want them to view. And I can push it and all of my students will they have to have this extension as well, but they will all get it pushed to them. And look right here, it says push to students. Yes, right there. But the bad news is they can push back. So you can receive things from them through this app as well. Okay, but that's something you may need to talk with your IT people about is loading that extension. But most of my districts, do allow push to classroom.
Teachers can also use that extension and just use the open classroom option. If their students don't have the extension,
right there,
it'll take you straight to they'll take you straight to your Google Classroom, so it can be posted there and students can view it.
Yes.
Someone asked the name of that. I think it's called Share to Classroom.
Share to Classroom extension. Yes, and you go to the Google Chrome Web Store. And you do have to, you have to sign up or sign in with where all your Google classrooms live, but it's easy, simple. All right, y'all, I'm running out of time. And I've got a billion more things. All right, so I'm gonna head on out with this. But did y'all like that? Give me a thumbs up if you liked it.
We're getting yes, 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 great, yes, yes, great, thumb up.
Good, perfect. All right, now I'm going to go back to my session presentation, and we are finished with this one. We're going to head on over to the next one. I used to love to do book talks and book reports and book cafes in my classroom, and we didn't do this, but I would totally do it now if I were back in the classroom.
I love it.
And I made this up too. What are you reading Wednesday? So what they would do, again, I am on Google Drawings. And I just like Google Drawings. You could do it on slides. You could have them collaborate on slides, and then everybody's presentation would be right there. What better way to share what books you're reading than to have them do a what are you reading Wednesday? It also would give you a wonderful check on why are you still on this book? In fourth grade when I was a teacher, like, I don't know about you, but AR was like a thing. Like, I think we even graded AR. I don't know. I can't remember. But we, read like crazy people. So this would be a great way to do that. So I'm on Google Google Drawings. You could also do this on Forms if you wanted to. But this is what I like about it. And you're going to have to see my ugly head. So let me show you something real quick. Just to save time, I went ahead and added this quote, because this book that I'm reading, it's called Tech with Heart. It is a wonderful book. I suggest it very much so. And one of the chapters, it says, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, you do better. Maya Angelou said that. And this chapter actually talks about using videos in the classroom. If you did not see Barry Wigington's Flipgrid, go back when you get off tomorrow, go watch it. Because it was phenomenal. He gave some amazing reading tips that you could do with your students. It was absolutely brilliant. But anyway, this is, I'm going to insert a photo. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to click Insert. I'm going to Image, but I'm not going to upload an image. I'm going to use my webcam. And let's see if it works with Zoom. I haven't tried it, so it could be a complete failure, but that's going to be okay. And it works. All right, so I think is that straight? Yep. And it's not going to be perfect, but you're going to get the idea. Oh, I took it 2 times. All right. And then I'm going to click Insert. And now I have a picture of the book I'm reading. And I just went to Insert Camera. Okay. You can also crop this. So if you go up here to crop, you can crop it into a shape. Shut up. Right? Am I right? How cute is that? So now I know what the student is reading. Then they are going to find a passage that is meaningful to them in the story or the book that they're reading. And let's just say we're going to pretend it's not going to be perfect, but this is where I always had my kids have shoulder partners, and that shoulder partner always helped them with, you know, a task that they couldn't complete, or maybe we're doing something like this where somebody needs to hold the book and somebody needs to press the button. This is, you know, one of the things that I would do. So again, we're going to pretend that this is perfect. It's not, but we're going to pretend it is. I'm going back to image. I'm going to camera, and I'm going to take a picture of this passage. Let me try to get it closer. And it's not going to be perfect, but we're pretending, right? And I inserted the wrong one. Sorry. And now all you have to do is go back to insert. Your image should be captured still. When you go to camera, you should still, well, you don't, but okay. Oh, I know what I did. I didn't hit the, whatever that's called, camera button. And again, inserted the wrong. Y'all probably like, shit, crazy. I'm tired is what this is called. All right, insert. All right, so now I have my passage. And then my kids can come over here and tell me why they highlighted this passage, what happened. Maybe it's a turning point or the climax of the story. Maybe it was just something funny that they wanted to share for their friends. Like, y'all, I'm reading this book, you got to read it too. So you could come over here and enter a text box. And you could say summary, and then write blah, 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 blah. They could write whatever they wanted to. And then maybe up here, we could write something else. Maybe that quote, what does that quote mean to you? And they could write in the box of what that quote means to them. Okay. Now, one thing kids love are emojis, and you know, adults have Bitmojis. Kids don't have, most of them do not have, maybe middle school, high school kids probably have their own Bitmoji, but you can get that extension up here. And let's say that I want my Bitmoji to say the name of the book, or I love this book. And that one's cute right there. So I'm just going to drag it and drop it in right there. So I've made a little, you know, little cute little Bitmoji on my story. I can also use the scribble. And if you go right here to line select, there's a scribble button. They could actually highlight or even write on that page if they wanted to. Let's say that they don't have Bitmojis because they're second graders. I've actually done this very thing with second graders, and the products were incredible. So instead, we used Seesaw on iPads. And you know, Seesaw on iPads had the emoji button, so they can just pull them in from that. But if you don't have that and you're on a Chromebook, you can always go to this one is one of my favorites. It's called, I think it's called Emoji One by Joy Pixels. And let's say that I want a heart in there. It's copied to my clipboard. So now all I have to do is paste it in. And remember, emojis are text. So to make this bigger, you have to do that. So then what I told the kids that I did this was second grade, and we actually did this with their worksheet. So they had a reading passage, and fluency is a big deal, right? So they're reading this passage, and I gave them a rubric. So you could even have a rubric over here on the side if you wanted to, but there's also a lovely one in Google Classroom now. So, and this, yes, Barry, this is much like Book Snaps, but I'm using Google Drawings instead of Snapchat like Tara Martin does. So now I can, I told those kids, they were reading a passage about ocean animals. So I told them, and I always tell my kids, bake the cake, then decorate. And, I'd go through this dramatic, now mom decorates the cake, right? And then throws it in the oven. And they're like, no, silly. She has to bake. She has to make it and then bake it. And I'm like, that's the same thing that you have to do with content. You have to make your content first and then you decorate it at the end. So when I would go around the classroom and somebody was already decorating something, I'd be like, where's your cake? And they'd be like, oh God, okay. So they knew bake, then decorate, content, then create, like the fun stuff. So these kids were reading that ocean, and I just went squirrel again. They were reading that ocean paragraph for fluency, and I told them they could put 5 emojis on their paper or on their seesaw. And there was one student that put a horse for ocean animals, habitats of the ocean. Now, what do you think that student was thinking? We know probably what he was thinking. What do you think? Write in the chat what you think. Seahorse, yes. He was thinking of a seahorse, but there wasn't a seahorse emoji. So another student that is working with him said, boy, horses don't live in the ocean, but he was thinking of seahorse. So we right there immediately knew that either he didn't comprehend or he was trying to make a joke. So it was, I'd always give them, you can do 5 emojis. And then, of course, I always say, go ahead and do the poop emoji. I know you want to, so go ahead and do it and then delete it. And then they would, and they'd get that out of their system. Whew, I'm running out of breath and probably running out of time. Are we good, Barry? Somebody.
We are at about 12:19 and
God. Okay.
doing pretty good.
I have more. All right. So
Should we take a vote and see if anybody wants to go past 12:30 with Carol? Because I'm looking at this, I'm like,
they're probably like, get this crazy woman off my screen.
whatever, you're sharing some awesome stuff. A lot of people are saying they're here. I mean, you might could pause at 12:30 and give everybody 5 minutes to go get a snack.
Okay, now it says reconnecting. So anyway, that is What Are You Reading Wednesday. I think it is a wonderful way.
You had me at poop emoji.
Okay, good.
And Carol, the whole, people are saying they're loving it. They're good with you. So if you run over a little bit, I don't think anybody's going to complain.
Okay. I'm trying to think what's next. Oh gosh, this could have been, I was worried that this wouldn't even be an hour. And now I'm thinking this could be 6. This could be a little mini course, maybe. I don't know. All right.
I feel you, Carol. I was rushed. I feel I rushed my drone session a little bit yesterday. I looked down at the clock. I'm like, oh no. Right. I'll be quiet now.
Somebody
Carol.
said, yes.
After you get them to do this, do they just send it to you by their account, or do you put it back in the document, or what?
Oh, you know what? Thank you for asking that, because I totally forgot to. It's on the instructions. Upload it to Seesaw, Flipgrid, and Padlet, and then let them present on the whiteboard, on the Promethean, or whatever you have. So
if you're high school and not using those 3, what would you do? Just have them a slide to present it to?
You could do that, and then they could present. My kids loved presenting, but I kind of made them do stuff like that. But
Carol, we're getting requests for Wakelet and choice boards.
Okay, we'll get there. And I'll kind of hurry through this. So this one I wasn't really going to show you, but this is another fantastic way, even though you get the sad face that it won't load, it does if you just click on it. This takes you how you can do digital breakout EDUs, and they have some fantastic ones. This one actually came from Facebook. Somebody shared that they created that, and it's a lab safety digital breakout. So I posted that there in case you want that. and the creator's name is in there. So I'm not robbing anybody blind. Hyperdocs, I'm sure you've heard of. Elizabeth Sessions, I believe, and Brandy, I think, both did Hyperdocs, and we have recordings of those on our website. But I used to love to teach the Iditarod, and I would always do this big to-do. I'd have a finish line in the hallway, and I'd have a countdown, and everybody's like, God, what's happening in 3 days? And you know, the Iditarod is the dog sled race that starts March 1st, and it lasts anywhere from 10 to 14 days. So we would follow the Iditarod. And I found this hyperdoc, and this one hyperdoc made me want to go back into the classroom. But look at it, it is fantastic. She shared it on Facebook. She said, use it, just give her credit. But I loved doing the Iditarod, and I always taught it. I always taught probability and statistics during that time, because back in the day, and some of you that are my age or older, none of you millennials will get this, but we had the ARMT test, and you had to create things rather than just multiple choice stuff. So one of the things that I never saw it, but my kids said, hey, we had to do a double bar graph, and we knew exactly how to do it because we compared Alaska's weather to Alabama's. So I knew exactly what that meant, and I'm like, hot dog. So we would do things like that with the Iditarod, but it was super fun. Each child picked a musher to follow. And actually there is a Baldwin County that actually participates in the race. And his name is Seth. What's his last name? I went to high school. Barnes, Seth Barnes. He actually went to Mississippi State and then moved to Alaska. And now he is a musher. We also Skyped one time with a musher, and he showed my kids their dog yard. And it was amazing how much food those dogs ate. But anyway, squirrel. So we're moving on. Are you ready for more? This was an answer here poll, and you can type something real quick. Just hey, no, yeah, bye. Show responses. Yes, yes, yes. I said no. All right, so I'm going to move on, and I like that you can just keep scrolling through, right? Now,
hey, Carol, I'm trying to interrupt. Just a quick question. Because we're getting close to 12:30, what are your thoughts about going ahead and sticking that attendance form out, because some people will need to leave?
Yeah, go ahead. You can you do that?
I think so.
Look at Meredith Beck. She graduated with Seth Barnes. Well, he is a musher and the Iditarod. All right, so this is the choice boards, and we may not have time to actually create one, but I think from what we did with Mount Rushmore, you probably will get a good idea. Again, this is something else that was put on Facebook, and they said share away. This is phenomenal for distance learning. They look at the different benchmarks and activities. They have hyperlinked things telling the kids what they can do. And this was the activities that this teacher did for Monday. I personally would do this probably on Google Slides. And then that way I could add to those slides every single week or every single day, maybe even share that, of course, on Google Classroom, but also share it out with parents so they would have the activities for every day. Robert, leave me alone, please. So this was the choice board. One thing that I was going to do, I don't think we have time, is show you how to do that. But I think if you can familiarize yourself with Google Drawings, you can become a pro at this. Okay, I'm going to go back to the presentation. And here's this one was fantastic. And I know that y'all, I was an elementary school teacher, so I tend to leave out my high school peeps. And I'm sorry about that, but this board you can actually, she said you could use if you have questions. There's a help button, ask her. But look at this, how cool is this? All this is find pictures, hyperlink stuff, make a table and throw your choices in there. You can make a copy of this board even. So with us not knowing what next year is going to look like, this would be a great way to get content to our students. Could easily post this on Google Classroom. Schoology's coming, so you could post it on there. Some people use Edmodo. Anything with a link will post to any LMS. This would be a fantastic way to present content to your kids. We're going to skip that for time's sake. This, if you've never heard of Google a Day, this is your new bell ringer. Instead of giving them a worksheet while you take up lunch money and do attendance, a Google a Day is a game. And ask a question, they find the answer. It is fantastic. Are y'all moving along with me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, and next, this one is kind of cheating a little bit, but I know we need to be cautious of copyright, but I did a little something. I'm not going to tell you to go out there and copy a worksheet, but I did find some graphic organizers, and these were made or collected by Eric Kurtz, and he runs the website Control-Alt-Achieve, and this is a great way that you could make a worksheet where you can annotate over it. I'm not saying worksheet from a workbook. I'm saying something like a graphic organizer, because again, that's critical thinking. So with this, look, I can move that box. Well, I don't want my kids to move that box around. I want it to be stagnant on the background, right? But there is no lock in Google Slides. So what you can do is simply go up here, go to File, Download, to PNG always seems to work best for me. And now I've downloaded it. So now I can open a new screen, add a new, and I put some directions right there. Okay, and then I can insert this image. Oh, it's being slow. And I want to upload from my computer. And I need to find that, and it's going to be a download, and there it is. I hit open. Okay, I also changed the page setup, and I put those in the directions over here. I'm not going to go through that. And now look, it's stuck to the page. So now all I have to do is go back in and add text boxes. Now, I'm not telling you to go get a worksheet from, that's got a bunch of fill in the blanks or word search or something like that. This is for graphic organizers. And look here, I have you a whole folder of Eric Kurtz graphic organizers. If you click on that, it will take you to a folder full of graphic organizers, because this is a worksheet that is not created equal. This one is better. So look at all that: story maps, moon phases, butterflies, life cycles, yada, yada, yada. Okay, moving on. We're going to get to Wakelet, I promise. People did want to know how to create a banner. This is super easy. If you click on your easily created digital assignment banner, it takes you to make a copy, and you just click make a copy. And I got this template from Alice Keeler. Why measure it all off on your own when you can still, what do we call it, Barry? Admire and acquire. So I admired this from Alice Keeler, and now I'm acquiring, I'm using it. So basically you just change the background. And I like to, again, because I'm extra, use gradient, but I like to go to custom gradients. And I can make this radial or linear, and I can add colors to this. Well, let's add blue on blue. Pink, blue, that color blue, I messed pink up. And then I can move this and it makes the shape a little different. I like that. I'm gonna hit okay. Now I can grab my Bitmoji, throw my Bitmoji on there. Then I can go up here to insert word art. Bam, got me a banner. So also there is a video that I created for you on this page. So if you click that link, I think I added it. If not, I'll go back and add it. But that's how you would do that. So we're going to move on because I know some people want to hear about Wakelet. Wakelet is my favorite tool. Wakelet is basically a way to sort and organize, but they have added so much, y'all. It could literally be like if you don't use Google Classroom or you don't use Edmodo, this could be your jam right here. I do have a presentation, but I don't want to go there. I want to go out to Wakelet. And Wakelet is super easy. They have additions. They make improvements and updates all the time. Well, that's not going to get us there. Okay, here it comes. Slowly but surely, Lord have mercy. All right, so basically it's just a page of collections. Think Pinterest. You can also follow people and add followers. I follow Brooke and Courtney and Barry and whoever else has one. But you go here to make a new collection and you just click that plus sign. I mean, super easy, right? You can add a cover, you can add a title, you can write a description. And this is what I want to show you. Look at all the things that you can do. Like talk about distance learning. This is it. Think about putting your unit on one of these, even using this to share with other teachers. So you can paste URLs, you can write text, you can enter YouTube videos, tweets, bookmarks. We might even do a Wakelet with all of our things that we did and put them on the website. Maybe that's something we can do, Brandy. Image, you can add pictures, you can upload PDFs, anything, look at that, from Google Drive, anything from OneDrive, so they didn't leave out Microsoft. And now they have inserted Flipgrid video right there. So if I click on that, I don't even have to go to Flipgrid and make a topic. I can just do it right here. So my kids could put their Flipgrids right here on Wakelet. How cool is that? And then, of course, if you haven't seen Flipgrid, again, Barry did a phenomenal Flipgrid presentation yesterday. So I know that was the quick and dirty version of Wakelet, but I promise you, all you have to do is play around with it. It is super friendly. I mean, look, basically you click a plus sign. Everybody knows that the plus sign is, hey, something else is back here, or I can add or edit. So play around with it. Let me know what you think. I think that's all the time we have. So if you have questions, I'll hang out and let you know if somebody will post that evaluation. That would be great. That's how we're also going to use attendance. So make sure that you fill that out so you get this time on your PowerSchool Professional Learning. Thank y'all all so much. I appreciate it.
Carol, you have a million questions. So I'm not even going to read them off to you. You'll just need to go look at them yourself.
Okay. Feel free to unmute and talk and
I did not know that Wakelet had the Flipgrid Shorts link built right into it. You don't, like you said, do not have to go to Flipgrid to do the shorts.
Nope, don't even have to do a topic. Where are the questions? Like closer to the bottom?
I just saw some things about copyright, and since you're not really doing anything but curating on this website, I don't think you're going to enter into any copyright issues. You're just making a link to things. You're curating,
right?
Not saying I've created this.
Yeah, and you're not selling it. Hopefully.
I added to that that question in the chat box, and so that it is possible to make those collections private versus public. So if there's something you're and unlisted, So if
Right.
there's something you're curating and you don't want everybody on Wakelet to be able to see it, you can change those permission levels.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, Brooke.
I had a question about the Pear Deck or about Pear Deck. How much is the premium version?
$149, I think, a year. But you
Okay.
can pay for that with your, do y'all still get CIS money? Y'all could pay for it that way.
Thank you so much.
Or, you know what I used to do? There was always that parent that would come into my classroom and say, anything you want, just let me know. And I would say, will you pay for me a premium version of Pear Deck or Brain Pop? And they'd be like, yeah. So they would come in, sit at my computer, use their credit card, and I had my year subscription. So
Awesome. Thank you so much.
ask.
Barry or Carol or anybody, when we add it, if we're logged into our school Google account at home on our home computer and we add an extension there, does it automatically show up when we log in on our school computer, or do we have to add them there as well?
I'll take that one if y'all want me to.
Yes.
As long as you are using the same account at home, so if you're at home and you're using your school account and you add an extension, that extension will be there for you no matter what device you log into with that same account. So all changes that you make will follow that account. So the device doesn't really matter.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next question is, are you going to do a session on Google Drawing this summer?
I haven't planned to, but I could do a mini course and put it in Google Classroom.
That would be awesome.
Okay, I might do that.
And for those of you that are attending, I don't know if we have seats left, but we're going to have the Iron Bowl of Bitmojis next Thursday.
Yeah.
Carol and I are
Oh, Robert, somebody emailed us and said, can she please get in? And I was like, I was so slammed. I've been so slammed this week that I don't even think I answered.
I don't know if I did either or not. I'm going to look at it and see. We've the wait list I think is full on it, so I'm going to look and see how many are in it. I mean, if we could get a couple of other Tims to help us, we could probably push it up as large as this one if we want. We need to get together and talk about what we're going to do in that one too.
Yeah, we do.
That'll be early next week.
Yeah, I'm too tired.
Exactly.
Hey, Carol, would you mind putting the link to your presentation in the chat box? I don't have it up and someone's asking for it.
Yeah, it's right at the very, very top, but I will be glad to do that.
Someone's asking about our Bitmoji class. I'm going to put a link in the chat. It's bit.ly/ATIM 2020. And you'll see all of our summer sessions, and the Bitmoji session is listed in that, so you can get the information.
Somebody would like to see Barry's presentation. If you'll give me 1 second, I have them all.
I put it on the chat thing.
Okay, thanks.
I just said all of our presentations, all of our webinar recordings are going to be on I spelled it wrong, atim.us.
Right.
I left off the T.
Okay.
ATM.us.
The Emoji session is next Thursday, the 25th. And we have another question. Is Roland still in here with us? Wasn't Roland in here earlier? Buddy, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, he must be getting ready. Someone asked about the Zoom link for that. I'm guessing that he sent the Zoom link out via PowerSchool. Or
hey,
via
could we not get it off our calendar and post it here? Should we or should we not? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how many. I guess we need to look.
I don't think it's full. I don't see why we can't do that, because these people obviously are not bombers, Zoom bombers, are they?
Yeah. He may be sending it. It's at 1:30. So he may be sent. That's maybe why he jumped off now. You may be getting it any minute now, but.
I don't have that
now to go grab the link and see if
it's not on there. It's not on the calendar.
Oh.
He put it on there yesterday. It should be. Because I was emailing him because he didn't put it on the correct one. Oh, it looks like he's taking it down.
Carol,
Yes.
if we go to the, where we originally got on the pair session, will we be able to go back to it?
The pair
Or
deck?
just to your actual presentation?
Just to the presentation.
Can someone share the survey again? I don't have the link right in front of
Every
me.
time you open that presentation, you get a brand new link. So you don't even have to save the links.
But we can't go back to the PD dot pair thing that we were on so we can see how that worked.
You could do your own, but you can't go back to mine.
Okay, so we can't go back and look at it again in pair.
I don't think so. There may be somebody else that may know the answer to that question. Do I do record to the cloud, Barry, or computer? I'm stopping the recording. I think I am.
I do it to the computer. That way I edit it. I trim off all the superfluous stuff from the beginning and the end. When you click on it in the folder, it shows you there's a little trim button in the tools of that. And it just lets you trim both ends before you share it.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Where are you trimming that from, Barry?
When you record it to your computer,
yes.
After it's done, it pops up in a folder and it says Zoom video.
Mm-hmm.
In that folder, in the bottom of it, there's a little button that says trim, and it gives you little just ways to trim off the ends. That's all it does.
Oh, are you in a Mac or PC?
Yeah, but I did that all the time.
Am I still
that way I can start it
Mac
recording automatically.
Hey, Barry, are you on a Mac or a PC?
I'm on Mac.
Oh, that's fine. I don't think I have that option.
Carol, you're still recording because Brandy started the recording and she had to walk away from her desk. So as soon as you end this session, it should stop recording, but you may not be able to stop it from your end.
Well, it said stop and then it started again.
Well, no, actually what happened, Carol, I was watching, it stopped it for all of us except for Brandy. So I guess Brandy has to stop because it's recording on her computer.
Yeah.
Both of you, I think both
Mine
of
says
you
it's
were recording.
Mine says it's recording.
All right. So if I go.
Okay, someone was nice enough to.
But on the thing on the
send me
side,
link
it only
for
says
Buddy.
Brandy is recording.
But see, mine says record to cloud.
Yeah.
Record on this computer, not save.
When you close it, it will. When you close it, it will render it to the cloud.
All right. Well,
did somebody
trim it?
You can still you can trim from that version too if you need to.
All right, I'm out of here, people. I'm thirsty. I gotta go get the hose pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank y'all.
Gotta go get a drink from the hose pipe.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Real quick before you stop it, those of you that are asking me about the Bitmoji session, I'm going to add a few more seats to it. So check back in just a few minutes, and if you want to register for it, I'm going to bump it up to 200, I suppose. So, yep. Thank you.
All righty. Y'all got
Good job, Carol.
Thank you. Now I'm real tired.
Oh yeah, it'll wear you out.
I may go jump in the pool. Do I have time for 45
Oh yeah,
minutes?
you got 30 minutes, 45.
Great job, Carol.
Thank
Well,
you.
if you didn't show up, I don't think anybody would. Carol, you've been at all of them. If you want to take a break on this one, we got you covered.
Well, got one more. What's one more? But I may try to see if my Wi-Fi will reach out at the pool and just do it out there.
Yeah, fire up your hotspot.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I do that occasionally. Still asking about the Bitmoji session, go to bit.ly/ATIM2020. I've already sent I've posted the link in the chat, bit.ly/ATIM2020. And if you go there, bit.ly/ATIM2020, all of our summer sessions are listed there with the registration information. So Bitmoji's on about the 4th or 5th page of it.
Need to answer some of these. the copyright thing is a doozy. Like, you know, I think if you take somebody's worksheet that they created and you're putting it on the internet and not in a private LMS, that's probably not okay.
Yeah,
But these graphic organizers, people share them, so why couldn't you use something that's already created?
You know, I think if you keep it behind a, you know, something that's password protected, I would imagine you're okay. But then you know, one of the things to always think about is if you're costing somebody some money, let's say you buy something off Teachers Pay Teachers and then you put it out there for free.
No, I never share anything that wasn't free or that wasn't okay to share this.
Right. That's especially in the time we're living in now, we may need to revisit that a little bit closer.
Yeah, but you know,
just when in doubt, ask.
Right, and that's the one thing that people are like, how do you write on something? And that to me is just easier than Cami, you know. But I personally wouldn't do worksheets, you know. I would do graphic organizers, but not a, you know, reading worksheet or whatever.
Right.
All right, well, I guess we're gonna end this. Thank y'all for coming.
Oh, good job, Carol.
Thank you.
I'll see
Appreciate
you in
it.
a little bit.
All right, bye-bye.